back in the days. Don't be left behind. Join the new normal of digital world. Let radio and television be at your fingertips. Get news and current events, entertainment, sports, kiddies programs, and more at your beck and call on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Just visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. Then you are a global citizen. Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Voice of the voiceless.
Bring it on, bring it on. You, bring it on.
Life know the sweet though, eh? If some people know the hate too. So use the number 6 so and calculate. You go see the ratio. The beef self na meat yo. Whether na asu them relate to. So bring your own crayfish, oh, we go mix, oh Lord.
Bring it on. That's how we'll bring it on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. That's Campus Gist, the 12th day in the month of September 2023. And of course, on Campus Gist, we'll be bringing you different gists, as it implies the topic, the program rather implies Campus Gist. So any student-related issue and stories we'll be bringing to you to keep you updated on what is going on with our students, campus students in Nigeria, and maybe Nigerian students even outside Nigeria. All right, so welcome to Campus Gist on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. My name is Modukbe Akinyostoye.
And I am Rizkat Suleiman. Thanks for joining.
All right, so quickly, some of the stories that we have today, which we'll be bringing to you, and we'll not just give you stories or reports or the news. You as well share your opinion, you share your thoughts concerning the various stories that we bring that regards students, Nigerian students, basically either on campus or outside the country. So I will start with this very story from, let's start from home. They say that charity begins from home or at home, whichever way. All right, so let's start from the Gateway State, Ogun State. We have a report that was during the last week, throughout this new week. Funaab reiterates dress code compliance for students. Now, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Funaab, has issued a statement reiterating its dress code compliance for students and emphasizing the security implications of allowing individuals who cannot be facially identified on campus. So a statement issued by the registrar, Dr. Bola Adekola, on behalf of the university management, stated that the dress code has been in existence since 2017 and saying that violators of the code would face sanctions by the extant rules and regulations of the university. And so the statement also referred to a minor incident that occurred on the morning of September 11, 2023. That was yesterday at the university's ceremonial gate, where some protesters, purportedly operating under the guise of religion, disrupted academic and business activities. And then the university, considered this disruption a violation of the rights of other individuals within the campus and its environment. So basically, Funaab is reiterating, because according to the news, it has been, according to the University Senate, this particular act started in 2017, where Funaab, talked about, their dressing code. And actually, most times when things like this come out, people will actually react to it differently. So I don't see I don't see discrimination in maybe either religion, because they're only taking it to the religion angle. Maybe they are trying to restrict some kind of religion. But according to Funaab, they said, and I will take it again, that the dress code issued a statement reiterating its dress code compliance for students and emphasizing the security implications of allowing individuals who cannot be facially identified on campus. I mean, there should always be the first sight indication of a student.
Of course, and to you give impression, okay, if you just do foresight, you know that this person is from this so department.
Exactly.
Because I remember then when I was an undergraduate, I happened to be a mass communication student, and if you are coming from Monday to Tuesday, we have to put on our dressing code, which is sky blue with black pants with touch of red. Once you set your eyes, you will have no
accounting department.
No, mass communication.
Oh, okay.
So once you appeared, you will have. There's no even need for. There's nobody. You don't even hire nobody to tell you that. Oh, before you know that this is mass communication student. And if you see students putting on white
and black,
you know that
accounting.
This is law. Is either law students or accounting students or banking and finance students. So to me, I think it's not a religious something. It is something it beautifies students to me, the way I view it. Because yes, when they set up people, even me when I was in undergraduate, I always happy when I see myself among other students that were putting on same uniform. We are we look beautiful in the uniform. Yes, now because it beautifies us as a student.
Of course, and actually, you know, like you said, it beautifies and you know it gives identification to a particular, you know, maybe department. If you see white and black, you know, if you see a law student, you know it's a law student. But the emphasis actually is on where a student should be facially identified as a student. You know, there's some kind of dressing that, you know, you cover, you know, the whole of your face. Maybe the what's it called now? The Muslim, you know, females
like hijab,
they cover the full, where they cover the full face. I don't know what you I know you are.
Kimar, yes.
All right. So, but basically, Funaab has come out to reiterate that, you know, act that students should be facially identified on campus. And quickly, let me also, the statement, however, added a strong warning to the protesters, urging them, that was what happened yesterday actually, at the gates of Funaab, urging them to refrain from preventing law-abiding members of the university community from accessing the campus, noting that university management is committed to maintaining order, security, and adherence to its dress code regulations while ensuring that academic activities continue without disruption. Actually, some people have been saying that it's a university, it's a higher institution. People shouldn't be restricted in whatever dress code that they want to wear or whatever attire they want to put on and all of that. Sincerely, what's your view on, you know, this particular code or act that was reiterated by Funaab, saying that, you know, reading out a riot act to students on how they can dress, the dress code to, they're not saying particularly you should dress like this, but they're saying where you'll be facially identified. You know, you are not covering your face. You should be, aside from the ID card or whatever other means of identification, they should be, when they see your face, they should be able to identify you. Okay, when you are covering your face, how would they know you are even a student? You know, if you are facially covered and then people enter the campus, how do you identify a student and non-student? So basically, that is what Funaab has came about to read again the Riot Act, you know, to students. So I hope that, and we advise our students to always abide. I think that every law, every act that is being pushed out by the institution is for the good of the students.
Of course.
It's for the good of the
students. And to me, Funaab is not the first university to come out with that kind
of
rules.
Of course.
Funaab is not the first. So. All
right. Away from that.
Okay. Away from that, I will be taking my own story from Japa syndrome. U.S. visa deniers kills Nigerian students. A number of Nigerian students have seen their plans to study in the United States frustrated as the applications for F1 visas were denied. The visa denial has left some students in a funk as they also lamented the financial losses caused by the development. A 24-year-old writer seeking to improve her skills through a postgraduate program in creative writing was denied a US visa earlier this year. That's a rather so sad story. The student who declined to be identified said she provided the necessary documents which qualified her for an interview. I was shocked when I was handed the rejection slip. The first thing that came to my mind was that the disappointment this posed for my parents after the time and expenses invested. It still was a failure. So the victim, which is Kike, she said that. So she further said she further felt that she has done everything she needed to do and provided all the necessary information for the interview to go well. She was just waiting for the green light to buy her flight ticket. I had looked up past interviews and prepared my answers because this meant a lot to me. She said we were already making plans to us. It seemed like a sure thing. After all, it's just a student visa and I was excited to continue my education there. I even got a great opportunity for a part-time job through a graduate assistantship program. You can imagine how much that would add to my experience once I finish my master's program. It's so sad. So sad. But to me, wait. Let me seek for your own opinion first.
Well, the thing is, in as much as it's not a crime to further your education outside the country. I see it as a call-up duty or responsibility for the government, basically, to make sure that our institutions are well established. You know, when whatever a Nigerian student who want to go outside the country to go and learn, why not establish that kind of environment and the standard of which the student wants to go and learn there? Why? The first question is why? Why there? Don't we have, you know, of course we have, she said she wanted to further, I think, writing. She's into writing. Yeah, she's a writer, and so she wants to further
writing skill,
creative writing, and of which we have that in Nigeria. But what is the standard? How well are we improving on the standard in Nigeria, where a Nigerian student can not think about going outside the country to further whatever he or she wants? Of course, like I said, it's not a crime. It's no crime. But, you know, when a Nigerian student wants to seek standard, so to say, quality education, and then the first thing that comes to mind is, I must travel abroad. I mean, there are so many, you know, international, you know, institutions that would grant a standard and quality of what I want to, you know. So it's a call-up for me, though it's a sad situation. I hope that she get approved and then she further her studies and all of that. But then it is a call up for our government that it is high time they rose to the responsibility of developing the standard of our institutions, our tertiary institutions, basically, so that Nigerians, when they even want to further, they are not thinking about going outside the country. They are thinking about, okay, where in our institutions can I definitely go further and all of that. You know, when a Nigerian student finishes and even does BSc, BA or BSc, bachelor degree, and then does master's degree, MSc, masters in Nigeria, and the person is still feeling, I've not gotten that standard or quality that I want. I think it's something that is we need to work on, either from our institution and also from the government's part. Yes, because the government cannot be the one to teach in the institutions. Of course, the lecturers and the people, stakeholders, so to say, that are institutions. So basically, for me, I would see this kind of situation as a call up for every stakeholder, education stakeholder in the institutions, in our higher institutions, tertiary institutions, both the lecturers, both everyone, the curriculum. You see, there are some actually curriculum. You notice that I will use my course as an example, though I decided not to further. But then, what I studied for over 4 years, you ask, oh yeah, come on, what was the outcome? Like, how can you prove yourself that, okay, of course, I would not say that I didn't learn, yes, but the practical aspect of it, how well is it applicable to the market? How well is it applicable to the society? How well is it applicable to the reality we are in Nigeria? I see even primary school. I saw a video of a particular country. I can't remember the country now. If I remember, I will say primary school, primary school, and then you see different categories of learning and their equipment in a primary school class. I was seeing a section where they have computers for students that want to learn anything tech or whatever issue. I saw a section that is for sewing. I saw a section that is for, in primary school, not tertiary institution. You guys, so they expose the children even right from the tender age.
From the tender age. It is even
to
from
what
the
they want to practice.
It is even from the tender age. They get to know the competence, like talent.
They discover
talent before you know it. They won't, so that they won't even stress themselves. Okay, I think you are good in the architecture, all this design. So that means you are going for architectural courses. I believe that you love singing this and then from there. But here in Nigeria, I don't know.
Well, we cannot generalize actually.
Of course, we can't generalize.
There are some institutions that they are practical about. They can relate what they teach to what is happening presently. But basically, like, I mean, we should, we need we need to do a whole lot. I mean, we still have a whole lot to do concerning, establishing standard quality education. There are some curriculum or there are some courses that are meant to have been reviewed years back that are not supposed to be in the syllabus or in the course, whatever it is, from 100 level to 400 level. It are supposed to have been reviewed, and all of that research, and basically, so I wish the lady acceptance, but then let's do well for ourselves. Government, you are watching. Stakeholders, please, you are watching. Let's do what we need to do to maintain our standard.
And another thing is that the girl too should have it in mind that this life is either you fail or you succeed. So that two things, that does it. It's either you lose or you win. So she shouldn't be discouraged. She shouldn't see that because the first attempt was a failure to me. That doesn't mean. So she should still keep trying. Just keep trying.
Okay. Let's see another news here. We have another report that says federal varsities to get full financial autonomy. The federal government is mulling new creative means of funding tertiary education in the country. Education Minister Tahir Mamman has said, and one of the means, Mamman hinted at the ongoing Nigerians Annual Education Conference in Abuja would be full autonomy for universities. And he also said that President Bola Tinubu, who has already expressed commitment to raise education budget to 25%, directed the return of the 10.5 million out of school children to school at the expiration of his tenure. And in this year's budget, the sector got 1.79 trillion naira, representing 8.2% of the appropriation bill, and the allocation falls far below the 20% suggested by the United Nations for Nigeria to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 4, universal, inclusive, and equitable basic education for all school-age children by 2030. So the minister also pledged his commitment to bridge the gaps between education policy statements and its actualization outcomes. So basically, the minister, according to the Ministry of Education, the minister said that the federal government is actually seeking new ways and creative means of allowing the federal government, allowing the federal universities or federal institutions to be autonomous, that they should be able to generate, fend for themselves, basically, when they are alone, and they are able to, generate revenue and, of course, take care of themselves. Well, we are hoping for, we can't definitely preempt the decision of the federal government. So we'll wait for the federal government to come out with a new creative means, according to the Ministry of Education, on how the federal universities can be autonomous, can be able to stand on their own. Well, there are a lot of things that will be considered. I just hope for the federal government to look critically at the pros and cons, dotting their I's and crossing their T's when it has to do with autonomy, because being autonomous is not really is a big deal here. So it's just that we are hoping that the federal government should do the assignment very well before they allow federal universities to become autonomous and to to be able to stand on their own. Well, the funds that are going to be raised, or how they are going to be getting the funds, how well are they going to be managing the university? In fact, there are a whole lot. Even the stakeholders, even the people in the university, the management of the university. How well will they be able to do that? So, but while the federal government is doing from its side, the federal universities management should also make sure that these happen. So it will not just be like one person. The federal government is being committed and the other person is not being committed. So we hope for the best anyways.
We hope for the best, because I don't know if you find in a way in a way that the government, they've already provide accommodation, let's say they've provided accommodation, which is hostel. But how can they manage it well? Like after 2 years we've got to see the roof, everything, like a lot of things, that even cobwebs. I'm not wondering that, but these hostels that is these children that are staying inside, like students that are staying inside, why can't they clean it? They left everything. Okay, is it the government that provides the hostel that should also make the cleaning process, or should get people that for the maintenance? So I think this thing should be the management, the school management, and also the students affected too in this.
Of course, definitely. As the federal government is, playing their part, the management is also playing their part. Like the one you meant, talking about maintenance, it's the sole responsibility is on the management. Though the management might not be the one to come to your hostel and clean it up, definitely, but they will make sure that they give rules, they give regulations that the students, occupants of the different hostels, they make sure that they are in good condition. And when other batch or other set of new intakes or freshers, so to say, they come there and then they meet the hostel not well kept and not well managed. But we hope for the best to happen. Either the federal universities, autonomous or not autonomous, the basic thing is, let us get quality education, standard education, where we can enjoy the benefits of education, because they say education is key.
Just let's go for a short commercial break.
All right, so we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to see greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Tausaf Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Tausaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Tausaf Central Mosque, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Tausaf Travels and Tour.
Gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó bágbà mu ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zayana. House of Zayana, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zayana, lẹ́tí máa rójúlówó Turkey wears, Egypt and Malaysia clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kájọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀, ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógì gbọ́n pa nípa fashion tẹ́ wá nílò jàlábíà hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi House of Zayana lẹ́ẹ̀ tí rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zayana wà ní 52 ọlọ́run ṣògo road adjacent Redeemed Church Agape Parish ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram House of Zayana 08165688618 House of Zayana ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
You may or may not believe it, but it is true. God is with us here in this country. Yes. Nigeria. Yes. Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Nǹkan tó dáwọ́lé ó máa ṣe oríire ni. Ọ̀pọ̀ bá làbókè kókó làbókúta irọ́ ni wọ́n ń pa mádà kò sí nǹkan tó máa ṣe ẹ́. Ó ti o. Wà á máa lọ síwájú ni. Mo ti ń gbóríyìn fáwọn tó yẹ kó gbóríyìn fún Ọlọ́run á máa.
All right, welcome back. This is still Campus Gist on Al-IyamoyeTV and radio. All right, before we run it up, we still have other gist for you.
Of course, we still have this will be the last gist. You know, we started from home, and as well, we are going to end it from home too. So don't now. This one I'm bringing in is don't assume you know it all. This is VC admonitions Abeokuta, like Federal University of Agriculture Abeokuta students. No, the Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Agriculture Abeokuta, Professor Olushola Babatunde Kehinde, has harped on all the need for staff of all cadre in the institution to devote time and take advantage of available training opportunities to equip and update their knowledge in the information communication technology ICT and other areas for better service delivery to the university in their various fields. Professor Kehinde, a fellow of the Genetic Society of Nigeria, gave the admonition while addressing participants at the opening ceremony of the Advanced Digital Appreciation Program for Tertiary Institution ADAPTI training organized by Digital Bridge Institute in conjunction with Nigeria Communication Commission (NCC). So the program was represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academy, Professor Christian Ikeobi. The Vice Chancellor, however, cautioned participants to discard "I know it all" mentality, which might pose hindrance to their learning opportunities in the session, stressing that they should bear in mind that no knowledge gained is lost. So that is the story, our last story for today. No knowledge is of course definitely. And then another thing is that we shouldn't have this mentality that we knows it all. According to what the Vice Chancellor said, that is true. Even as a student, don't assume that you know it all, because we keep learning every day. That is why we have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Because where you think you know it all, you will see another person will be wondering that, oh, I thought I know this, so everything. That's why revolution is constant and change is constant. So that's why we need to keep upgrading every day. Definitely. That's why we started from. If we should look at this network of a thing, 2G. We moved from 2G, we moved to 3G. From 3G, we moved to 4G. So that is why we should also upgrade ourselves. In as much we can eat a particular food for 1 week that won't be tired of. So we should also seek for knowledge too. We should upgrade ourselves. We should move from where we are.
Well, like you've mentioned, I mean, you said that nobody knows it all. Nobody's an island of knowledge. Though actually the story was, the VC was actually directing this to staff when they were having their training. Basically, because you say you're a professor doesn't mean that you have it all. You even see Professor Wole Soyinka, Nobel laureate, still tomorrow, still in the habit of reading, habit of getting to more knowledge and all of that. Nobody knows it all. So basically, as this story actually struck me in the sense that when the VC was actually admonishing the staff during the training that they shouldn't have the mentality of I know it all. Let me not say Nigerians. Humanly speaking, there are some times that you might want to feel too proud, so to say. Maybe you are knowledgeable about some particular things. You shouldn't get to your head that, okay, because the funny thing is, where you've stopped your knowledge, that's where another person starts from. So basically, as staff, either teaching or non-teaching staff or students, even the VC, I'm sure that the VC, for him to have said that, he's not stopping there, he's not waiting and waiting on what he has known and not, getting to know more and all of that. I don't think our head can actually burst from reading. One thing I've noticed, I have read about our brain is that how much we read, like the brain can actually take every information that we put into it. It's not like our computer, our laptops, our systems, they have limited and numbered capacity and space. But our brain actually has unlimited space where if you want to put the whole book in your head, it will still contain it. That's a very funny fact. So that it shows that you can keep, learning and you can keep the knowledge coming in, basically. So we are admonishing ourselves, our students, and of course our staff of institutions, of every institution, school, educational institutions rather, that we should keep learning. We shouldn't be having the mindset of, I know it all. I too know. They kill. I too know they kill. We don't know. All right, because of our time, let's draw the curtain today on Campus Gist. You can always drop your view. You can always drop your opinion. You can always drop your submission on any of the stories that we've brought to you this morning. Anytime you come across the video, just drop whatever opinion or submission you have on any of the stories that you want to react to. And of course, next week is another time on Campus Gist, so looking forward to that. And I remain Mudupe Akinye, so you do enjoy the rest of your day.
And I am Riska Suleiman. Thanks for being part of today's show. Love you. Bye.
May never find your way. And I said, I know I could get lost. I know I could get broken. Forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance.